Check out this clip from the latest pre-patch podcast.
PlayStation. We talked about this a while ago.
Oh God,
When we
no.
first started. Well, we're not going to get all heated about this.
No, this one gets me heated.
Oh.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
So, PlayStation, we have talked about this on numerous occasions and numerous different casts. It launched their remote play system.
Well, they haven't launched it. It's
Or,
gonna
no,
launch
I'm
later
sorry.
in the year.
They launched
but
their, announced it. They announced their remote
Yeah.
play and gave a price point, and they did not give a firm date, I don't think, as of yet.
No.
They have put this in the hands of some reviewers. I know, like MK
USA, MK,
yeah,
couple of other ones.
MKBHD got it. And
Yeah, they
and has
flew
played
them
it.
out and tested it on site.
The reviews I am hearing are not good from
No,
hands-on
man.
people.
I think
Like,
IGN had about the nicest review they could have possibly had, and even then, it was like, "Who is this for?"
No,
yeah,
it's not a fuck, like there's no yeah, like who's it for? Like
There's no
What-
reason to have this. This
it's
is literally
it's a
just
$200 controller with a screen on it that you can literally only play if you have a good enough connection to the internet for.
the pros for this thing. The only pros that I could see for this thing is the fact that as far as gaming handhelds go on the market currently, it has the highest resolution screen and frame rates possible that I have seen.
Yeah,
It's better than
that's
Steam
because
Deck. It's
that's because
better
all it
than
has to
Switch.
do is stream it.
And that's exactly right. It's because all it has to do is stream it. So this device basically fills the same function as a tablet, a laptop, a cell phone, anything that has access to Sony's remote play system. This is basically that, but a $200 price tag to have the Sony model to it.
I'd also like to be able to just say this, that if you are, I'm not even going to say moderately, like you don't even have to be that smart when it comes to like wiring your house, networking your home. You can do what this is doing for like $40. Like if you
Right.
have a device and whatever, like it's not hard to mirror images and shit to your rig, like into a
No.
handheld
No,
device.
it's really not. Hell, you could even, if you have, what I have in my setup is I have the PS5 out in the living room, and then I have the PS4 back in the bedroom TV, and I can remote play PS5 games to the PS4 and play them there.
But you
Like,
can't play it on your toilet.
But I can't play it on my toilet.
Like-
You're absolutely right. How dare I? I obviously need this at that point. You're right. You just sold me on it. Thanks.
I got it.
I will
You're
say,
welcome.
like, one thing I will say is like for it like $199 is not terrible. Like
You're
it's
crazy.
that's not it's not a terrible like actual like price tag if they had a certain amount of other, like if it had Bluetooth, if it had some way of actually playing games
yeah.
on it, you know, like $200 for like having an actual like system that you could handle without having to have it tethered would be a great
Right.
But
that'd be game changing.
I still even if it added Bluetooth and that, like that's still not like like.
Well, no,
make it a
I'm saying
200
if it added Bluetooth and the ability to play games on it without having to be tethered
but you
to
can't
the
even
PS5.
You can't even play, like it can't even stream. Like you have to play games that are hard downloaded on your system. Like one of the downfalls.
It basically gives you remote access to your
Yeah, that's
system
it.
from
Yeah,
that device.
But
to have it be a $200 value, in my opinion, it needs to at least, bare minimum, have access to PlayStation Cloud servers. If this
That
thing
too,
had the
yeah.
ability to by itself,
which
not
baffles me. It's a streaming device that has no access to their fucking streaming service.
Yeah,
I don't understand that.
Let's make sure, hold on. Let's
I mean,
correct this. It's not a streaming.
technically
It's a
it
LAN
does.
device. It's just a LAN
It's a
device.
LAN, yeah.
Technically, it does have access to their cloud service because you're directly
As long
interfacing
as you
with your
stream it
PS5.
through your PS5.
Yeah, it's third partying. But if it had native ability to access the cloud service and it had even one game that
Yeah.
it could because the problem with this device, the biggest issue that I have with it is that unless you are tied to a decent Wi-Fi connection,
I think they said it has to be. I think they
15.
said it has to be like 15. Yeah,
That's what
15
they
gigs
recommend
up.
is 15.
for
I think
download.
5 is the minimum. 15.
I'm
is,
gonna be real with you guys. I have played with PlayStation Cloud services. I have played with Remote Play. You need at least, I would say 20 plus
I
to
wouldn't
get
doubt
a
it.
good
Yeah,
connection with it.
without any
I tried
stutters. Yeah.
remote play back when I was in college at the university library. It got, I think, 13, and it did not function very well. This of course was back when I was in college, so 5 plus years ago. But um, I don't get it. I don't know who this is for. Plus the lack of Bluetooth. You can hardwire a headset into it
It's
Yeah,
so
it's so
with
weird, man.
with an aux cable, but Sony's doing some fucking Apple shit where they have their PlayStation Link system, and these two headsets
now
that are on the screen here, the headphones and the earbuds, are function through this PlayStation Link system, which means I don't even think you can use
you can't use them
those two
outside of it.
peripherals
Nope.
on anything else
No.
outside of your PlayStation.
That is a no,
Not at the
that is
moment,
a
at least.
firm
Yeah.
Apple move.
How fart smelly can you be? Like, this is for the Sony whales out there and nobody else.
I will say though that from what I have heard from about those at least the earbuds, because I'm very interested.
I heard the
they're
audio is great on
amazing.
them.
Amazing.
I heard it's amazing. Yeah, I heard it's really good, but you can only get it on your fucking PlayStation.
Yeah. It's we got, I don't know. This is stupid. This is stupid. And to cover one of the things that we're going to cover a little bit later on, but like Microsoft, like on this, and I don't want to say it was on the back of or whatever else, but Microsoft also then kind of turned around and go, oh, hey, by the way, my PC Game Pass is available on GeForce Now. Like,
Yeah.
have that. Like, you can now play PC game, which that's huge. Like, GeForce Now is actually, I don't know if you guys have ever used GeForce Now. It's actually decent. Like, it actually works pretty well. Like, I've used it quite a bit, and it's perfectly fine. I mean, again, if you're in a low latency area, you're gonna have problems, but for the most part, not a big problem.
One thing I'm interested in with this, once people get like actual hands-on time outside of a lab with it, battery life. I'm curious to see what the battery life's like, because
I think they said that's
this bad boy right here gets you 6 to 10 hours.
That's what I was about to say. I think that the Review Tech USA, I was watching him, and then I think I was watching MK. Were saying that it was going to be that Sony had come out and said basically it was going to be just like your controller. It was going to be about 6 to 8 hours worth of.
Meanwhile, the Switch Pro controller that I have has went probably a week without needing charged and still going strong. So, and secondly, I'm interested to see what the hardware modding community does with this. I would like to see one of these things jailbroke and see what it can function.
It's gonna be ran on Android.
If it is, I will apologize. If it's not, you can go fuck yourself.
I've been reading so many places that are stating that it's being ran on Android. We will have to see, but yeah, 100%. I think it's being ran on Android.
I'm curious to see what the jailbreaking.
And if it is,
this thing is going to get jailbroke to hell.
If it is being ran on Android, I think that's a good thing for the jailbreakers, because that means that not only can you essentially play whatever you want on your PlayStation, but if once you jailbreak it, you could use it as a stream device for
any cloud-based service.
For any cloud-based service, which includes Xbox Game Pass.
I don't know what they're doing with this thing, man. I have no clue.
Are you sure that this plays? Good.
No, what were you saying?
I was saying, are you sure that this thing plays PS5 cloud streaming games if you're cloud streaming it through the PS5? Because on here it's saying it's not.
So it has.
It says it's not.
It effectively has remote play. Gives you full access to your PS5.
It effectively becomes a streamed display for your PlayStation 5. So whatever you can do on your PlayStation 5, it'll stream it to this.
Yeah. So you're gonna have double latency.
Yeah.
You're gonna have the latency from the remote play and then the latency from the cloud server, because it's basically a middleman system.
It's gonna be
but you could, in theory, access your PS5's cloud service and then remote play that to your.
It just doesn't like natively stream it to it without.
I guess that's what this is saying, is that, because I'm just reading this, is that it doesn't. That PSVR 2 games, which require a headset, and games that are streamed through PlayStation Plus's premium cloud streaming are not supported.
It's not going to natively support the cloud.
So essentially, it's stating that you can't just use that as the device to play the streamed service games,
Okay, so
essentially.
games that must be streamed on a PS5 using a PS Plus membership premium are not compatible.
Yeah, they're not compatible to be played strictly just on that device. Is what
Okay.
basically. So it's all that it's doing is just streaming whatever your PlayStation 5 is displaying. So if you can play those things on your PlayStation 5, you can stream it to this device. Like Bill said, it's just you're going to be using up double latency. You're going to be using up latency to stream to the PlayStation, but also latency to stream to the handheld device.
Right.
What a big turd nugget this
I mean,
is.
considering you can remote play to a Steam Deck,
Yeah,
or a Rogue Ally, or a jailbroken Switch,
Or yeah, like I said, you can spend 40
Or
bucks
your
and
phone.
fucking
Or
a
go
phone,
on
yeah.
YouTube and fucking figure out there's a
yeah,
thousand.
you can get a $70 controller attachment for
controller
your
attachment.
phone.
Yeah.
Okay, well that this is going to exist. Please, nobody, for God's sake, buy it. But that's gonna,
It's like that. It's like the Apple headsets, man.
it's gonna
Like,
be
who is
out
this
there.
for?
I am waiting for the day that we hear that it's on Android.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that day.
Um.
It's coming. It's coming soon.
Thank you for checking out the Patch Notes. If you enjoyed this small selection from our podcast, come and join us every Thursday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern for the full, unfiltered pre-patch podcast. And check out our past shows on anchor.fm/prepatch podcast.